Well, get ready for a total 180-degree turn. The sun is up, we're out in the open, and we're about to meet who is arguably the main character of this entire book. Let's get into it.
I mean, you really can't get more night and day than this. Chapter 7, that was all about a trap laid in the dark, a hidden seduction that leads straight to death. But Chapter 8, it's the complete opposite. This is a loud, public, wide-open invitation to life, and it's being shouted from the rooftops by wisdom herself. The tone, the place, the outcome, everything has flipped.
And this really gets to the heart of the whole chapter. You know how we think the secret to life has to be, well, a secret? Some hidden scroll or a magic password you have to find? Proverbs 8 just blows that idea completely out of the water. It says the most profound truth in the universe isn't whispered in a cave. It's being broadcast for everyone to hear. Okay, so let's dive into that. This first section is all about this public invitation. And you're going to see right away, this is not some exclusive club with a secret handshake.
Just listen to the language here. It's so important. Wisdom isn't just sitting around passively waiting for someone to stumble upon her. No way. She is crying out. She's actively putting her voice out there. It's this intentional, almost aggressive pursuit of anyone and everyone who's willing to listen.
And just look at where she sets up shop. We're talking the top of high places, the city gates, the crossroads. This is not some quiet library or a remote monastery. This is the ancient world's equivalent of Times Square. She is right there in the middle of everything. Commerce, law, daily life. You literally can't miss her. So what's the big takeaway here? It's this. Think about it. The strange woman from last chapter, she worked in the dark, in secret. God's truth, it's out in the open, it's loud, it's available. The problem isn't that God is silent. The problem is that our world is just so incredibly noisy, and we get distracted by, well, everything else. All right, so let's say we do that. We manage to tune out all the noise for a second and actually listen. What's the offer? What's on the table? Well, this next part makes a claim that is, frankly, pretty wild. Just let this sink in for a second. Wisdom is better than rubies. And not just that, but all the things that you might desire can't even be compared to it. Go ahead, make a list of everything you want. Money, fame, success, you name it. This verse says wisdom isn't just better. It's not even in the same league. It's completely off the charts. And she offers what the text calls durable riches. This is such a key concept, right? We've all seen it happen. Someone wins the lottery or gets famous overnight and their life just completely implodes. Why? Because they have wealth without character. Wisdom gives you both. She doesn't just give you the prize, she gives you the strength and the integrity to actually manage it so it becomes a blessing, not a curse. Okay, everybody buckle up, because the chapter is about to take a massive turn. We're leaving the city streets and practical advice, and we're launching into the cosmos. This next part is deep, it's majestic, and it's all about where wisdom really came from. This verse right here, it's absolutely mind-blowing. It's one of the most staggering claims in the entire Old Testament. Wisdom herself is speaking, and she says she was there with God at the very beginning, before he made anything, before the word old even made sense. She existed before the universe itself. And the chapter just keeps piling it on, like a cosmic roll call. Before there were oceans with their boundaries, she was there. Before the mountains were pushed up from the earth, she was there. Before the very foundations of the planet were even poured, yup, she was already there. She wasn't some last-minute addition, she was the blueprint. But here's the thing, she wasn't just standing on the sidelines watching God work. There's this one little Hebrew word in verse 30 that changes everything. It's the key that unlocks her real identity and her role in all of creation. That word is Aman. Now, some older translations might make it sound like she was just a child hanging around, but that's not what it means. Aman means a master craftsman, an architect, a lead designer. It means wisdom was right there, side by side with God, actively and joyfully crafting the universe. She was the co-architect. So, what are we supposed to do with that? For literally centuries, readers have realized, wait a minute, this isn't just a clever idea or an abstract concept. This sounds like a person. And then you look to the New Testament. The Apostle Paul flat out calls Jesus the wisdom of God. The Gospel of John says the Word was with God in the beginning and made everything. You put it all together and it's unmistakable. Proverbs 8 is giving us this incredible, breathtaking portrait of the pre-incarnate Christ, the architect of all reality. So after that journey to the beginning of time and space, the chapter lands right back in our laps. It takes this huge, cosmic, mind-bending truth and boils it down to a simple, urgent, personal choice. And there's no middle ground. It's one way or the other. Path number 1 is simple. It's beautiful. If you find this wisdom, if you align your life with the very architect of the universe, you find life. Not just breathing in and out, but real life, abundant life, the kind of life you were actually designed to live. But then there's path number 2. And honestly, this is one of the most hardcore, chilling lines in the whole Bible. It says that if you hate wisdom, you've loved death. Think about that. Rejecting wisdom isn't a neutral position. It's not just, oh, I have a different opinion. The text frames it as being in love with your own destruction. It's a mic drop moment for sure. So that's the question this whole chapter leaves hanging in the air for you and for me. Are you living in sync with the architect? Is your life aligned with the grain of the universe he designed? Or are you constantly fighting against the very blueprint of reality? Because coming up next, wisdom is throwing a feast, but so is her arch rival, and we're all going to have to decide which invitation we're going to accept.